She stayed loyal while he explored options, and that sentence alone already tells you who lost more. Let me start this the way real life actually happens. Quietly. No dramatic music, no screaming, just small moments that slowly break someone. In the first 5 seconds of this story, understand this: she never cheated, never entertained another man, never kept backups, and he still left her confused, doubting herself and questioning her worth. She met him when she wasn't looking for love. She was focused on building her life, healing from things she never talked about, learning how to stand on her own. He came in confidently, saying all the right things. He didn't promise perfection. He promised honesty. He promised loyalty. He promised effort. And she believed him, not because she was naive, but because she saw consistency. At first, he texted every morning. He called every night. He made plans and followed through. He spoke about the future casually, like it was already decided. Trips they would take, a place they would live, a life that felt stable and safe. And here's the first hook you need to understand. Loyalty doesn't start when things get hard. It starts when you have options and still choose one person. She had options too. Men who flirted, men who liked her, men who would have loved a chance, but she didn't entertain any of it. Not because she couldn't, but because once she commits emotionally, she commits completely. That was her nature. As weeks turned into months, she noticed small changes. Nothing obvious, nothing she could point to without sounding crazy. He still said he loved her, still showed up, still laughed with her, but something felt split. Sometimes he'd be present, and sometimes he'd feel miles away even while sitting next to her. He guarded his phone a little more. He started saying things like, "I just like to keep my options open in life," but laughed it off like a joke. She didn't laugh. Here's the second hook. When someone jokes about losing you, they're testing how much you'll tolerate. She told herself not to overthink. She told herself love isn't perfect. She told herself not to become that girl who questions everything. So she stayed quiet. Meanwhile, he started doing something subtle but damaging. He compared, not directly, but enough. He'd mention other women casually, coworkers, old friends, strangers he met somewhere. He'd say things like, "She's really chill," or "She doesn't overthink like most girls." Every time he said it, something in her shrank. But she didn't compete, because here's another truth. Loyal women don't fight for attention. They assume respect. She kept showing up as herself, supportive, understanding, patient. When he was stressed, she listened. When he doubted himself, she reassured him. When he needed space, she gave it without guilt-tripping him. And here comes the next hook. Loyalty often looks boring to someone addicted to validation. He began pulling away emotionally while keeping her close physically. Late replies, short conversations, excuses that didn't add up. But whenever she sensed distance and pulled back slightly, he panicked just enough to reel her back in. Just enough. He didn't want to lose her, he just didn't want to choose her fully. That's the most dangerous place to be in a relationship. She asked him once, calmly, without accusation, "Are you still all in with me?" He smiled, said, "Of course, why wouldn't I be?" But his actions were already answering differently. Here's another hook. Never argue with words when behavior has already confessed. While she stayed loyal, he kept doors unlocked. Not wide open, just unlocked. Emotional conversations with other women, flirting disguised as friendliness, attention he accepted without boundaries. And the worst part? He justified it. "I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just being friendly. You're reading too much into it." Slowly, she started questioning herself instead of him. She wondered if she was asking for too much, if loyalty meant silence, if love meant swallowing discomfort. That's how strong women start shrinking. Here's the next hook. When loyalty is met with confusion, it turns into self-doubt. She cried alone, never in front of him. She didn't want to seem needy. She didn't want to pressure him. She believed if she stayed calm, loving, and understanding, he'd eventually choose her fully. But people don't choose you because you wait quietly. They choose you because they value you. And he didn't value what came freely. One day, something shifted. Not because he cheated, not because she caught him, but because she realized she was tired. Tired of being understanding, tired of being patient, tired of being loyal to someone who was loyal only when it was convenient. Here's another hook. Clarity often comes when exhaustion replaces hope. She stopped initiating conversations, stopped over-explaining her feelings, stopped adjusting herself to fit his comfort. And suddenly, he noticed. He asked what was wrong. He said he felt distant. He said he missed how things used to be. Isn't that interesting? When she was loyal and accommodating, he explored options. When she pulled back, he felt insecure. She didn't argue. She didn't accuse. She simply said, "I can't be loyal to someone who keeps one foot out the door." Silence followed, because the truth leaves no room for excuses. Here's another hook. The moment you stop begging for clarity, the fog lifts. He tried to reassure her again, promises, soft words, temporary effort. But she saw it clearly now. Someone who truly values you doesn't need the threat of losing you to step up. She ended it quietly. No dramatic fight, no closure conversation that lasts hours, just a calm decision. And that's when reality hit him. The women he thought were options weren't actually options. They liked attention, not commitment. They enjoyed the version of him that was unavailable and mysterious. But they didn't want responsibility. They didn't want depth. They didn't want real life. And the woman who did, she was gone. Here's the final hook before the ending. Loyalty is rare, and people only realize its value after it's no longer available. Months later, she was different, calmer, stronger, clearer. She no longer questioned her worth. She understood something crucial. His inability to choose her had nothing to do with her value and everything to do with his character. And the lesson of this story is simple but painful. A loyal woman doesn't lose when she walks away. The person who loses is the one who mistook loyalty for permanence. If someone keeps you while exploring options, they are not confused, they are comfortable. And comfort without commitment is emotional exploitation. She didn't regret loving deeply. She didn't regret staying loyal, because loyalty is never wasted. It either builds a future with the right person, or it reveals who doesn't deserve access to you. And when she walked away, she didn't feel broken. She felt free. Because the right person will never make you compete with possibilities. They'll choose you even when they have options.